You're watching Dr. Pepper Championship Week.
Who's ready to crown a champ? We welcome you to the Sun Belt Championship as part of Dr. Pepper Championship Week. We are in Troy, Alabama, where the Trojans, one of the hottest team in the country. They've won 9 in a row. Take on the Appalachian State Mountaineers, the only team in the Sun Belt to knock off James Madison. Of the 4 championship games here in the Sun Belt, the home team has won it every single time. What's up, everybody? We welcome you inside the booth alongside my partner, two-time Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year, former NFL linebacker. He's Kirk Morrison. Stormy Bonantoni's on the field, and I am John Schriffen. Well, before the game, we caught up with App State head coach Sean Clark.
Yeah.
He's very well aware of the history of this championship game. He said, you know what? Yeah. It's time to break that streak.
Yeah, they want to break the streak because, look, App State has never won a championship on the road. You got to win on the road in the Sun Belt. And that's what the assignment is all about today for Sean Clark and the Mountaineers.
Well, they've got an electric quarterback. Joey Aguilar has been lighting up for App State.
Well, you call him Joey Aguilar. I'm going to call him Joey California. Because you know why? He's the newcomer of the year in the Sun Belt Conference. He's come in, and he wasn't the day one starter, John. But he came in that football game, and he has not relinquished the position. He is the conference's leader in touchdown passes thrown. He's been a bright spot, and he's the reason why App State is where they are right now.
And he's been up there with some of the best in the country. Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, they are Heisman hopefuls. But Joey Aguilar, with 33 touchdown passes on the season, he looks to add to that number today. But he's going to have to face this Troy defense, who has future NFL guys all over the roster.
Yeah, absolutely. The Troy defense of a year ago was one of the best in FBS. They lose their defensive coordinator, Sheil Wood, to Tulane. But the defense this year has been even better statistically than they were a year ago. They only bring 4. That means 4 defensive linemen. They create havoc throughout. This is going to be a physical, tough defense. I can't wait to see these Troy Trojans out there on display.
Oh, these pads are going to be popping. 20 sacks in the last 3 games for the Troy Trojans. One of the leaders is Javon Solomon. He's mic'd up before the game. Let's take a listen.
Understand where the dream started back in January. Yes, sir. Understand where it came from. And you want to see the fruits of your labor today? Yes, you got to go crazy. Give me everything you got every play, and I promise to God you'll be all right. Yeah. You'll be happy what you see up there. You'll be all right. Give me everything you got. Nothing less. Nothing less.
The Sun Belt Championship on ESPN is brought to you by Burger King.
It's V-Week on ESPN as we continue Jim Valvano's fight against cancer.
We welcome back to the Sun Belt Championship as part of V-Week here in the ESPN family of networks, where we raise awareness and money for cancer research. Well, App State, they had a change in their season after the loss against Old Dominion, and something changed. For more on that, we welcome in Stormy.
Yeah, John, and at that point in the season, there were a whole lot more doubters than there were believers that App State would be playing in this game today, but their head coach, Sean Clark, was one of them. And after that loss, he actually gathered up everybody on the team and told them, if you stick together, you can be champions. And a couple days later, he brought a pickaxe to the facility. Now, don't worry, nobody was harmed. The pickaxe was a symbol to keep digging. He showed the team a picture of a man digging for diamonds. And when he was only about 6 inches left to go to the diamonds, the man gave up. He was tired. He walked away. He told his players, this is you. You are this close. All you have to do to reach your goals is keep digging. And it's a mantra that has stuck with this team over their 5-game win streak. The axe sits in Coach Clark's office. It goes to every staff meeting, every trip. The players and coaches all want to touch it to get a little bit of that good juju. And rumor has it it's here today in the hopes that the Mountaineers can keep digging their way to a title.
Hey, do what you got to do to get motivated here. But Kirk, you can feel energy. A champ will be crowned. App State has won the toss. They elected to defer, so Troy will get the ball first. Michael Hughes will kick it away to get the party started as Devontae Ross waits deep, and that one will go into the end zone. Bring him out, bring him out. Troy gets the rock first, and they are led by their running back, Kimani Vidal.
The offensive player of the year in the Sun Belt. I call him Yak Man, yards after contact. He doesn't go down easy. He turns the 1-yard rush into the 5- and 6-yard gains. You're in for a treat with number 28 for Troy.
It's funny, you normally bring out a quarterback, but he is so important to this offense for Troy. When he gets going, man, you better look out. They start with a 2 tight end formation from their own 25. Gunnar Watson, the quarterback, out of the tight end. Out of the shotgun, excuse me. They do give it to Vidal, and a good tackle by E.J. Jackson. He just wouldn't let go.
Yeah, it's all about E.J. Jackson. He's the star player. They've changed their defense up. We'll get to that throughout the game, but E.J. Jackson making a play off the edge early.
How about Troy going a little tempo to start this game? First possession here in this Sun Belt Championship. Watson looking to throw his first pass. Good protection, steps up, and incomplete. E.J. Jackson putting his stamp on this game already.
Well, he delivered the big hit, though, John. If he had his eyes on the quarterback, he probably has an interception. Coming from the right side of your screen, he's over there, he's just waiting, laying in the weeds. If he looks at the quarterback, he's probably going to intercept that pass, bringing up a third down.
We're looking for the running back, Vidal. So it brings up 3rd and 10 for Troy. And this play is blown dead. We will hear from our referee for the first time, Wayne Winkler.
Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 14 minutes, 25 seconds. 14:25 on the game clock, please.
So they reset the clock. Troy actually using this as somewhat of a timeout as Gunnar Watson is talking to the coaching staff as he makes his way back into the formation.
They don't want to be in 3rd and long. So it's the first big money down of the game for Gunnar Watson.
Shifts defensively for App State as Vidal joins his quarterback in the backfield. 3rd and 10. Watson with time, throws over the middle. Jabri Barber. Did he catch it? Yes, he did. That is good for a first down. Nick Ross, the man in coverage.
Well, it started with the protection. They brought 6. App State did. It was all blocked up by Troy, and they were able to get that ball across. That's +1 right there for the offensive line, creating time for Watson.
Troy from their own 35 on first down. Quick pass to the outside. That is complete to Deshaun Stoudemire. And they get a short gain on first down. Kirk, let's check out your keys to the game for Troy.
Like, I think we already saw one of them. That's Gunnar's goggles, right? He's had to be seeing the entire field, and that's what you saw in that 3rd down. Gunnar being able to find, locate, go through his progressions. An outstanding job. And then they got to secure the perimeter on defense. A stout defense up the middle. Look for App State to do some things out on the perimeter. Troy's defense has to secure the outside screen game, pass game, and outside runs.
2nd and 7. They go to the ground with Vidal. Look at him bounce to the outside. We do have a flag incoming from behind the play. That was a gain of 14, but will it stand?
Yeah, I think they may get number 89 to tie it in, Clayton Allendike. He was the outside.
Offense number 89. 10-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down.
And he was the outside blocker, and he tried to secure that edge, but he got that left hand on the outside. That's the hard part. All right, right on the right side of your screen. It was a late play, but that's what got Vidal to the outside. It was just a little hole by the tight end.
So after the holding penalty, it'll back him up to 2nd and 17. And in the backfield will be running back Damian Taylor now. We saw tempo early on this drive, but obviously after the penalty, slowing them down a little bit, and Gunnar Watson wants to make sure his guys are settled.
Well, what happens when you go off script? Okay, you get the first 10 plays scripted, now they're off script. How does this offense respond?
Watson underneath, incomplete. We're looking for Stoudemire.
It's a nice job there by Andrew Parker. He's the linebacker, all everything, number 7 for App State. He's a first-team linebacker for a reason. That time they tried to run a whip route on him, and he got it covered. Now 3rd and 17 for this App State defense.
What's the key offensively for Troy when you got to get 17?
Well, sometimes you can't get it all, sometimes. So what do? Try to check down, go underneath, and hopefully the run and catch element can get you 17.
Let's see what Gunnar Watson can do. He will dump down underneath and blown up. Vidal with a one-handed catch, but nothing doing. App State was all over it. A loss of 3.
App State knows you got to get 17 yards. And Ethan Johnson, number 19, he was all over it. Knowing a screen, draw, those are the plays when you get into those down and distances. Once you read that my receiver is blocking, guess what? I'm about to go make a play. Ethan Johnson bring the lumber early on.
So Troy is forced to punt on their first possession. Robert Cole is on to punt this one away, as Caden Robinson is the deep man waiting at his own 35. Good hang time on that punt as Robinson calls for the fair catch. A punt of 40 yards as App State will get their first touch of the rock. And here we go. Joey Aguilar, I want to see what he can do.
Yeah, I'm ready to see what Joey Aguilar can do. Comes from Northern California. That's how do you get a quarterback from Northern California to come to Boone, North Carolina? But they are so happy that he did. Joey Aguilar, one of the best quarterbacks in the country, and I feel like nobody's talking about a big showcase for him today, John.
3rd in the country in terms of touchdown passes coming into the game. They start from their own 35 on the ground. Kanye Roberts. And there's that Troy defense meeting him at the line of scrimmage, a gain of 1.
3rd in the conference. Actually, 1st in the conference in terms of rushing defense. They're 13th in the country. It is going to be difficult to run through the teeth of this defense. I mentioned earlier, App State's going to have to try to get the ball out on the perimeter, get the ball out in space. They're just too stout in the middle of the defense is Troy.
That was Javon Solomon, the junior, at 6'2", 249. 2nd and 9. Aguilar throws to his tight end Eli Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete.
Ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. 3rd down.
They never had control of that football was Wilson. He was wide open. Had to kind of contort his body just a little bit. Never truly secured that catch. The process, that ball's incomplete.
He saw Jaden McDonald bearing down on him and never wrapped it up. Opening possession for App State. It's 3rd and 9. Aguilar, the out route is complete to Caden Robinson. A 1st down, a gain of 12.
How easy was that? Right, that was a 3rd and 8, and all they do is just say kind of a routes on air. Robinson gets to the yard marker. Ball's thrown before he even gets out of the break. That was an easy 1st down for Aguilar to Robinson.
Robinson, the leading receiver on this team. He is their go-to guy. 10 touchdown receptions on the season. A new set of downs for the Mountaineers. On the ground with Roberts, and he is swallowed up. No gain. All right, Kirk, let's take a look at your keys to the game for this offense for App State.
Well, App State's better have their all-terrain boots on. That's Joey Aguilar, because he's going to have to do some things with his legs. Boots, runs, move in the pocket. He's going to have to make some plays for sure with his legs. And put a kimono on Kamani. That's right, Kamani Vidal, the running back for Troy, making sure you keep him wrapped up. Don't allow him to be the game wrecker that he's been all season long for a lot of opponents that Troy has been up against.
2nd and 10. Quick screen to his running back, Roberts, and he will do the rest. He rumbles for 10 yards. Make that 11, and that's good for a 1st down.
Not a lot of blocking out front, but Roberts was able to find a nice little seam and get north and south. I talked about it, John. The perimeter. That's going to be where the game is played at today. App State realizes that. We've got to take advantage of getting that ball outside of the hashes.
So the ball into Troy territory, marked at the 42. 1st down, back to the ground with Roberts, spinning away from the first tackler. They're taken down inside the 40, a gain of 3. Del Pettis there on the stop with Caleb Ransaw.
And you remember, we're just getting settled in, too. This is only the first drive for App State. We saw the first drive for Troy stalled. And if you're Joey Aguilar, just continue the reps. Positive plays, no going backwards. That's what stopped the drive for Troy, not allowing those mistakes. App State here on this opening drive.
3 wide set on 2nd and 7. Here comes the blitz, and Aguilar just throws it into the turf. Wait, is that a fumble?
No, I don't think that's a fumble. I saw the open hand. I think he wanted to double clutch that one. It's an incomplete pass.
It was a late signal by the officials, and it's going to be an incomplete pass.
The bigger question for me, though, is that intentional grounding. And that's what these officials have to come together, and that's probably what they're talking about now. was that intentional grounding? Where is it? I don't see an open receiver or a receiver in the vicinity. The ball is going forward. There it is.
Offense number 4 threw the ball into an area where there was no eligible receiver. Lost it down at the spot of the foul. 3rd down.
You could see at the last moment he tried to hold on to it, right? He didn't want to release that one, and it went right into the turf.
Yeah, you're talking to an old Raider, so you're talking about the tuck rule, right? He doesn't go through the full process of getting the ball thrown, but that's what I envisioned when I saw that. Where was the receiver he was throwing to? So good job by the officials coming together, John, and said, you know what? There was no receiver in the area, intentional grounding, and that's the mistake that App State was trying to avoid on this drive.
So that'll officially go down as a loss of 8. Third down for the Mountaineers. Aguilar standing tall, finds his tight end Wilson, but he just barely gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
Nice job by O'Shea Fletcher. He was the corner on that little underneath route. And again, a lot of these guys are playing the man. They don't know that they're actually in phase. They look back at the quarterback. I thought Fletcher could have stepped in front of that one. Possibly could have had our first touchdown of the game.
So both teams forced to punt on their opening possessions. Mitchell Lake is on to punt as Barber waits at his own 10. Will let it go over his head. And the fair catch is called, and they spotted down by App State at the 10. No score in the Sun Belt Championship game. Coming back to Troy after this. Welcome back to the Sun Belt Championship game here in Troy. During the break, on the left, they honored Wright Waters, the former Sun Belt commissioner from 98 to 2011. He's the guy who set the foundation for everything here at the Sun Belt. The trophy is now named after him. He's with current Sun Belt Commissioner Keith Gill. And this conference keeps going up and up and up. Man, it is an impressive season for the Sun Belt this year.
Top to bottom, one of the best conferences in all of college football.
Gunnar Watson looking to air it out. And it's incomplete. He was trying to find Chris Lewis, but we do have a flag as Tyreek Funderburk was there in coverage.
And that's a good penalty. That's a good penalty by Funderburk. Because everyone's going to say, oh, my God, he grabbed him. That was a pass. If he doesn't grab him, that's a touchdown. So that is a touchdown-saving grab because he was beat off the line of scrimmage.
Defense number 2, 10-yard penalty, and an automatic first down.
Do they teach that now? If you're beat, do you just grab the guy?
Well, look, Chris Lewis is a big play wide receiver, so he's on the outside. And if Funderburk does not grab him, that's a touchdown. And if you watch the NFL the other day, the penalty would have went to where the penalty took place at. So that could have been a bigger penalty. College football, 10 yards. Just 10 yards, John. I mean,
Is that something that needs to change?
No, that's not just the college rule. So the college rule is he gave up a 10-yard penalty rather than what could have been a 90-yard touchdown.
Play fake. Watson throws to the outside. That one is complete to Devontae Ross. You see the cannon that Gunnar Watson has. He's a guy who rededicated himself in the offseason. He came back for his 6th year, went in the weight room, changed his diet, and man, he looks great.
Yeah, he gave up sweets, right, John? That's what he says. I gave up sweets. The hardest thing he had to do this offseason was give up the sweet tooth. But the one thing that you can see right now, the arm strength is there. It looks like a much different player that led this team to a conference title a year ago.
Watson looking to throw again, pressured, and he is dropped. Santana Hopper, he got there quick. A loss of 9 on the sack as Watson was slow to get back to his feet.
Yeah, nice job by Hopper. He's right in the middle, and he just finds a way to get to the outside. He fakes to the inside, then beats to the outside, and just gets to the quarterback. Outstanding job by Hopper. And Watson just never saw him.
Eli Rush, the center, the guy who got beat. And another 3rd down for Troy in this ball game. They're 1 for 2, and all of them have been at least 10 or more to go. This one's a 3rd and 11. And we're going to have a timeout, Troy.
Troy there first.
Coach Summerall a little upset there. Get it together. A little sloppy to start the game. Troy Trojans back here in Troy, 0-0, when we come back.
The Sun Belt Championship on ESPN is brought to you by Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen.
App State, they've won the Sun Belt Championship 4 times. Now, the championship game has only been around for four times. The first game was in 2018. App State won that against Louisiana. And then again in 2019. And it's time for today's Aflac trivia question.
Aflac.
All right, so the Sun Belt Conference introduced football in 2001. Which 2 teams share the first ever conference title?
For some reason, I think Troy has to be a part of that one, I believe.
I'll let you think about it.
Yeah, come back to me.
On 3rd and 11, Vidal with the carry, and it's going to be close. They give him the first down. It was 3rd and 11, and he picked up 12.
I talked about it in the open, John, right? He turns 1 2-yard gains in the 6, and now this time 12-yard runs. This is just a simple take 2 draw, hand it off, and allow Vidal to get the yardage that was needed. That's a huge first down pickup for Troy.
And Kirk, the weather has shifted. We got some rain now starting to fall. Let's see how that impacts things. Debris Barber to the outside, still on his feet. A nice run after the catch. He picks up 5.
See what first downs do? First downs get everybody going. Everybody's excited now. Everybody's in a rhythm. And that's what you're seeing now. A little bit of a rhythm now. Going a little bit of flow and tempo is Troy. There's the rain. So with the rain, leaning on the run game heavily, I think Troy will see throughout the rest of this game if the rain holds up.
Troy on their own 36. It's 2nd and 5. Vidal trying to bounce it to the outside, and he is not gonna get there. Thomas Davis tracking him down.
Nice job by Davis knifing in there, refusing to be blocked. That's the reason why he was able to make that play. He was actually supposed to be slanting down, and all he does is fight his way up the field. This is one thing you've seen from App State. They refuse to be blocked, and the penetration to get up the field and capture Vidal.
So the wide receiver, Debris Barber, is now in the backfield on 3rd and 8. They'll send Barber now out to the top of the screen. Watson looking in his direction, and he finds him right at the 45. What a route run by Debris Barber. Picks up 10.
Yeah, because you got Barber, their best receiver, on a free safety, Nick Ross. So Ross says, you know what, I got to give him space. Well, if you give him that much space, all Ross does is do what? He doesn't pressure. He doesn't get up to the line of scrimmage. If you give that much space, that's an easy first down for Barber to break on the outside. Ball was already thrown.
Taylor, the running back now, a new set of downs for the Trojans. Watson over the middle, incomplete. Trying to find Chris Lewis. He's the guy who got tugged and almost had that touchdown earlier. Caden Sullivan broke it up.
Nice job by Sullivan, the linebacker. And if you look at the end of this play, watch the head of Sullivan. He's got his eyes back at the quarterback. He sees the ball, and he's able to just to put a little bit of a distraction in there to not allow that catch. That's a nice job by the linebacker running through the seam of the defense.
Chris Lewis is getting a lot of attention. That's because he's 4th in the nation, averaging almost 22 yards per catch. Second down, they go back to the ground. A jump cut by Taylor. And the 1-2 combo of Vidal and Taylor has been effective early on. He picked up 8.
Yeah, Damian Taylor, the sophomore, 5'10", 214, and he's also a battering ram, right? You see, he's north and south. He got that football. He's not looking to shake. He's not looking to move to the outside. He's trying to run right through you, and you saw that last carry. That sets up an opportunity for 4-down territory here for Troy.
3 tight ends on the field for the Trojans. It's 3rd and 2. Watson looking to throw, and a little too high for his intended receiver, the tight end, Ethan Connor.
But that run by Taylor previous, I thought gave them the opportunity to throw that on 3rd down, to have the opportunity to go for it on 4th down. But now I'm watching the punt team go in. That's another missed opportunity. I thought they would go for it on 4 downs, but we're sending the punt unit out.
Nice job by Nate Johnson for App State, getting pressure on the quarterback, forcing Watson to throw it quicker than he wanted. So another punt, Robert Cole. as Robinson waits inside his 10. Nice high, tight spiral angling towards the sideline, but it goes into the end zone. So it's been both defenses coming up big so far. No score in this first quarter of the Sun Belt Championship. Well, this is what they're playing for. The H. Wright Waters Trophy. The winner of the Sun Belt will be handed that piece of hardware today. All right, let's answer the Aflac trivia question. The question we told you, the Sun Belt Conference introduced football in 2001. Which two teams shared the first ever conference title? The answer? Middle Tennessee and North Texas.
Ooh, okay.
How about that?
Yeah.
A run by Nate Noel. That is his first carry of the game, and he picks up 6 yards. I want to talk a little more about Joey Aguilar, the quarterback for App State. It has been incredible what he has done this season. He wasn't even named the starter day one. He was in a quarterback competition. Ryan Berger won the job, but he got hurt. And in the first half of the opener, Joey Aguilar replaced him, and he has just thrown touchdown after touchdown. And it has been incredible to see his growth throughout the season for App State. They give it back to Noel. 2nd and 4, he picks up 1. Stormy, it's been incredible to see Aguilar's journey just to get here.
It really has, and you mentioned the touchdown passes behind only Heisman candidates Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix for the most in the entire country. And he told me, coming from JUCO, which is not for everybody. It can make a lot of people, it can break a lot of people. He's so fortunate. He feels like it made him. He wouldn't change anything about his journey. And he didn't know where he was going to be coming out of that experience. And he has savored every moment of this season with App State.
He's facing a 3rd and 3 here. Talk about making the most of an opportunity.
This is where the opportunity for him to use his legs against this rush of Troy.
Looking left the entire time, throw to the outside. Incomplete. They said Robinson did not get a foot down inbounds.
It's a nice job. And watch the front of Troy. They're all there. That rush is trying to get there. That ball has to be out right now. And no foot in bounds. That's a nice stop there by Troy defensively. I do want to see Aguilar at some point is going to have to use his legs, take off and run. This defense is too good, especially against the rush, finding ways to get to the outside to pick up first down.
So Lake with a low end-over-end kick to Barber. He's going to have to back up, fielding at his own 22. Reversing course, avoids a couple tacklers. And eventually brought down at the 26-yard line. Anderson Castle, a 50-yard punt, a lot of work, but just a 4-yard return. All right, how about this game coming up tonight? 8 Eastern, 7 Central on ABC. This one is juicy. Number 14 Louisville takes on number 4 Florida State. They battled it out for the ACC championship game. Kurt, who you got?
I'm going to lean on the Florida State football team, not just their quarterback. Obviously, you know the quarterback situation there. But can you hear that? Hello, can you hear that? I think that's the Texas Longhorn fans saying tonight they're rooting for Louisville.
Ooh, Vidal on the carry. He picks up 5 yards. You could see at the beginning of that play, the rain coming down, the ball's getting a little slick. Watson didn't get a clean handle of it.
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to have to find ways to keep both hands on that football for Vidal and the rest of the offense.
Watson keeps this one, and App State, they are not fooled defensively. There's that man again, E.J. Jackson.
This offense is going to have to find other players outside of Vidal to make plays. That's what Coach talked about with us yesterday, Coach Summerall. They're going to have to find ways and other guys to be big playmakers. It can't always be Kamani Vidal.
So last time they had 3rd and short, they decided to throw it. It'll be 3rd and 4 now. Empty backfield for Watson.
Showing pressure.
Watson throws over the middle, incomplete. Devontae Ross. He just didn't look it in.
And this is one of the things that we talked about with the coaching staff yesterday, right, John? They're going to have to make some body catches. Okay, Troy's going to have to make body catches. You can't catch the football with your hands. It's wet. It's slick out there. When that ball's delivered, you got to find a way to put that ball right on the chest, right? Try to corral that ball. And that time, just get Javonte Ross right out of his hands.
So Cole, his third punt, and he shanked this one off the side of his hood, but look at that roll he gets. Troy just letting that thing roll down inside the 20. It'll be marked down at the 16. It didn't look pretty, but a 52-yard punt for Robert Cole. All right, let's take a look back at the last meeting back in 22. Last play of the game, a Hail Mary. No way. No way. Are you serious? One of the best plays of the entire season, and App State winning it on the final play. Chase Bryce finding Christian Horn.
That was a play that I'll remember that play. Remember, College Game Day was there in Boone, North Carolina.
Right. That's right.
And that was a game that everybody watched.
Dumped down underneath. Kanye Roberts, he gets 3. So under 30 seconds to play here in this first quarter. And I've been all defense, and I think App State is like, you know what? Let's just talk it over.
That's what it's going to be. This is what the Sun Belt is going to present today. With the weather conditions that they are, you're going to have to call who's going to make a mistake first. Who's going to score first? Maybe the winner of this football game.
The championship is on the line. After one quarter of play here at Troy, we have got no score. That's all right. We like a defensive battle. We're here for it.
I'm here for it.
We'll come on back after this.
Coach, scoreless here. What's been the biggest challenge to get into rhythm on both sides of the ball so far?
Well, both our defenses are playing very well right now. So, again, we have to be able to throw the ball. But you can see the weather right now. The rain's coming down pretty good. But, again, we'll be fine. Again, we have to keep on going, run the ball, establish some kind of running game. And then we have to throw a deep shot. So, looking forward to the second quarter here, and we'll see what happens.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Stormy. Both teams averaging less than 3 yards per play as Noel dives forward and picks up 3. You know, Kirk, it was an interesting conversation we had with Sean Clark this week. He said, we've been the only team to beat James Madison. And I told our guys that don't say it's an upset because we knew we could win that game. He also said people forget that Sun Belt, it still goes through us.
Yeah, I thought he said, hey, we're still here. We ain't going nowhere. Off to a little sluggish start to start the season, but Sean Clark made it to us and said, hey, we're still here.
On 3rd and 4. And App State converts to Dalton Stroman. They've got a first down, picking up 9.
Window throws. That was a nice little open window, and Aguilar was able to fit that one in there. That's a nice little throw from Aguilar.
Take a look at the season recap for App State. Started 3-4, and they were close losses. We talked about Stormy and their motivation to get things turned around, keep digging, keep going forward, and then 5 straight wins. They've been on fire. There's Noel. We didn't see him early in the game, but now here on this 3rd drive for App State, he's getting some carries and he picks up 6.
Well, he's a difference maker. The only thing, he's been banged up a little bit throughout the season. But if you watch Noel when he's effective and when he's healthy, I think he's one of the best backs, not just in the conference, I think in the country. Saw his game earlier against North Carolina. He ran all over the Tar Heels. I am not surprised when he gets the football, the production that he gets.
New left tackle for App State. Not sure what happened to the starter, Thornton Gentry, but Markel Samuel is at left tackle for the Mountaineers right now. 2nd and 4. Aguilar pressured, gets rid of it, and a collision. My goodness, David Larkins. Meet Del Pettis.
We had a chance to meet with Del Pettis. This is for him 59 straight games, right? Consecutive starts. He's a guy that's making plays. Outstanding play right there to set up a 3rd down.
3rd and short. And Noel bouncing off of tacklers has the first down. Keyshawn Swanson met him in the hole. A gain of 3.
Think about that, though. 59 consecutive starts for Del Pettis. Oh, my God. He's played a lot of football, number 1, for Troy. But first down for App State. Do they take the shot here that Coach Clark just mentioned?
Play action. Aguilar trying to take a shot. And it's incomplete. Was looking for Mekhi Jackson. He had a step on Reddy Stewart.
Yeah, they waited for that opportunity. The first down set them up to be able to get the ball deep down the field. And that's what they want to do. With Joey Aguilar, they continue to run the football. They find those open windows. When that time feels like they're coming, they get that ball deep down the field. That time, just a misfire.
It's also interesting, the rain has started to taper off a little bit, so maybe that's why they decided to take a little shot out here.
Absolutely. Your game boards are saved.
Second and 10. Throw underneath. Complete. Christian Horn. And Horn picks up 7.
That's another tight window throw. Aguilar's not afraid. He just needs a little crack in the window. He doesn't need it all the way open, just a little slither, and he's going to stick that football in there.
They're going quick on this drive. The Mountaineers, no huddle on 3rd and 3. Aguilar to the outside, and right back again to Christian Horn, and Horn, he's got the first down.
You watch this offense operate under Aguilar, you think that he's been here for a couple years. He's only been here for a couple months. And you watch the way that he throws the football and the chemistry he has with these wide receivers. That ball's out of his hand. Receiver turns around, right there, boom, first down.
This will be the 10th play of the drive coming up as Christian Horn now goes to the top of the screen.
4 receivers to the field.
On first down, play action, look out! T.J. Jackson, a free pass at the quarterback, a loss of 9 on the sack.
That's a nice job by Jackson. He's just in the middle of the defense, and he's just trying to make a play right here. That's where he's at. He's lined up. He's trying to find it. He's trying to find it. Where do I go? Where do I go? Where do I go? And he sees, oh, nobody's going to block me. I'll make that sack. Nobody's going to block me. He's like, wait, I'm trying to set a pick for my other guy, but wait, nobody's blocking me. He just goes to the quarterback and makes the sack.
Second and 19. Roberts, and you can feel the confidence building for this Troy defense.
And our guy, DP, Dale Pettis, coming through again. That's a huge play. You get the sack, and then all of a sudden another big play on the down after. A much different looking defense now for Troy. Seemed to be a little bit of sleepwalking early, but those last couple plays now have awakened this Troy Trojans defense.
My guy, you're a former NFL linebacker. You must be loving this game.
I am. I'm not going to lie to you. All right, I got my eye black on underneath. I'm ready to suit him up. A little rain never hurt nobody.
3rd and 19. Aguilar slings it, finds his tight end, Eli Wilson, and he'll be a yard short with the marker. They give him 18.
Yeah, it's a yard short, but they're going to go for it. You have to go for it. That ball is right there. I think they probably take another look at it, but a nice job there. Wilson had a touchdown last week, 5 on the season, but that's the big guy, 6'3", 240. It's a nice throw again by Aguilar. Tight window throws, and we'll see what happens coming up on 4th down.
Welcome back to the Sun Belt Championship as part of the Dr. Pepper Championship Week. Alongside Kirk Morrison, Stormy Bonatoni on the field, I'm John Schriffen. No score between App State and Troy, but Joey Aguilar for the Mountaineers. He now has App State's single-season passing record, up over 3,300 yards. What a season for the guy who wasn't even named the starter day 1. And so here we go. This could be the biggest play of the game so far. 4th and 1. Castle. And I don't think he got it.
I don't know.
Dale Pettis met him at the hole, and Troy thinks they got the stop.
I don't think he got it. I've mentioned Dale Pettis already. He came in with 59 consecutive. This makes his 60th consecutive start, and the official doesn't even bring out the chains. That's a turnover on downs. And you talk about a guy excited to play in this game. Dale Pettis comes in and he makes the play. Yeah, he's denied that line. That's an outstanding job. I said it before, it is tough to run in the teeth of this Troy defense. Perimeter, perimeter, perimeter is where you may have a chance. We'll get a replay review, come right back here to Troy. 9:18 left in the second. In two. Okay, so that's 72.
The
Markel
Sun Belt
Samuel.
Championship on ESPN is brought to you by Taco Bell. Download the Taco Bell app and vote for this month's Live Más student section.
Well, Del Pettis for Troy came up with the play of the game so far, getting that stop on 4th down. Kirk, walk us through it.
I think, look, number 70, Thornton Gentry, he's been out of the game. So the backup, number 72, Markel Samuels at left tackle. You got two guys who just go down the tackle and tight end, and nobody blocks Del Pettis. He just comes free and comes in and makes the play. They had just a tackle guard. Everybody goes down. Del Pettis wide open for a tackle for loss, and he gets the Troy Trojans the football back.
Let's see if the offense for Troy can use this momentum and put together a drive. Troy has punted on every drive so far today. They start this one with Kimani Vidal. And Vidal picks up maybe 3, actually give him 4. Caden Sullivan with the tackle. We were on the field before the game, and we saw Kimani up close and personal. He's 5'8", 215. But man, did he fill out his shirt.
Yeah, he reminds me a lot of one of my former teammates in Maurice Jones-Drew, played with in the National Football League. They go about 5'8", but have a lower body built like a much bigger back.
Watson throwing, the slant is complete, finds Stoudemire. He is spun down into App State territory, gets 8 for a first down.
These receivers are like trees, right? Stoudemire goes 6'1", Chris Lewis goes 6'4", Ross goes 5'11", so they have a big catch radius, and Gunnar Watson's able to put the ball high. They climb the stairs and go grab that football and come down for a first down.
This is just the second play in App State territory. Vidal, jump cut, finds the hole, and he shows you the vision. He can bang and he can hit it hard, but he also shows patience.
We talked about yards after contact, right? Me and you, we were saying, hey, if this, you're not going to arm tackle him. You got to be able to just say, you know what? It's going to be 3 or 4 guys have to corral him. If it's not there, he's going to turn those into big gains.
2nd and 5, Watson finds Stoudemire again, and all of a sudden, this offense starting to click. They pick up 9 in the first down.
Rhythm, rhythm, rhythm. And Gunnar Watson is a rhythm thrower. You see the up-tempo, they get a couple plays going. And now, after the first down, watch them trying to take a shot.
Now a new running back in the game for Troy, Asa Martin. First and 10 from the 35. Play action, Watson pressured, holds it, now dumps off to his running back, Martin. Ooh, baby! Kirk, I know you heard that one. Nick Ross on the stop, a gain of 13 for Martin.
Bringing thunder, that's what that is. It's a little bit rainy out here, but that was thunder on the field. Asa Martin just putting his head down, trying to make a play. Gunnar Watson wanted to go deep, but he checked the ball down, right? He wanted to go deep, checked it down, and that was the right decision to get it to Martin.
And there's Martin with a stiff arm. Guys trying to hold on for dear life. Caden Sullivan went for a ride as Martin picks up 7. It was interesting when we talked to Troy. They said because Vidal gets so much attention, Asa Martin's a guy who could have a good game.
Yeah, had a chance to watch him at Memphis. He's a Memphis transfer, getting his opportunity when they spell Vidal.
A flag as Martin is brought down inside the 15.
I think this is going to be Olendijk again, number 89. That's his second holding penalty right at the point of attack.
Holding, offense number 89, 10-yard penalty, replay second down.
Yeah, Olendijk, he's right there at the point of attack, and so it's difficult for him because he doesn't know where the running back is going to be. So he thinks the running back's going to go to the outside, but then the defender goes and cuts inside. That's a difficult block for a tight end with that much space.
So it moves him out of the red zone. Ball on the 26, and Vidal is back in at running back. Watson looking to throw, has time, over the middle, and he finds Chris Lewis. Brought down inside the 10, a gain of 18, another first down.
That was a clean pocket. And you give Gunnar Watson, the senior, a clean pocket. These are the things that happen. You get a wide open receiver, but he's able to step into the throw. And you got Chris Lewis, the short-handed Chris Lewis, with the big play.
First and goal from the 8. Watson looking left, throwing, incomplete. Lewis was held on to, and here comes that flag. Ethan Johnson had a hold of Lewis, who tried to bring it in with one hand.
You remember 6'4" is Chris Lewis. Johnson only 5'11", so you've got the height advantage.
Pass interference. Defense number 19. The ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
It's almost like a rebound in basketball, right? You just throw the ball up, you got to box out. And Johnson just tried to, anyway, he just pulling down as Chris Lewis climbed the ladder.
So after the pass interference, the ball will be spotted at the 2. It'll be first and goal for the Trojans. They got that big boy package, 2 tight ends on the field. Vidal in the backfield.
There's Chris Lewis, one-on-one up top.
Vidal gets the touch. And a penalty flag as he is met in the backfield by Jordan Favors and Santana.
Illegal formation, though. I didn't see 7 guys on the line of scrimmage, so this may be illegal formation on Troy.
Illegal formation. The offense had more than 4 players in the backfield. 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Man, that's communication. You got to have 7 guys on the line of scrimmage. You only had the offensive lineman and I think just a tight end who was off, and that's a mistake. You're inside the 5-yard line. Illegal formation backs you up 5.
So it'll back him up to the 7. First and goal, direct snap to Vidal. Vidal trying to get to the end zone. Touchdown, Troy. A 7-yard touchdown run on the direct snap to Kimani Vidal.
Well, John, what did you expect? This is the Offensive Player of the Year in the Sun Belt, and he just showed you why. You have pursuit, but missed tackles, and Vidal, yards after contact. If you don't get him down, that's what happens. He gets into the end zone. We've got our first touchdown of the Sun Belt Conference Championship.
Scott Taylor Renfro, his extra point is up and good. 7-0. Troy strikes first. Well, it started on defense for Troy. It was 4th and 1, and Del Pettis just filled that hole.
Yeah, Del Pettis come through. He makes the play. He sparks the defense, but maybe he gave it to the offense. Kimani Vidal strutting his stuff, banking into the end zone. Who with me? Trojans.
Sun Belt Championship, Troy with a 7-0 lead. They just capped off an 8-play, 61-yard drive in under 4 minutes. No third downs on that entire drive for Troy. Zach Long kicking it away. And that one will go into the end zone. Let's check in the studio with Matt on the update here in college football.
All right, gentlemen, happy Championship Saturday. I've got your All-State Good Hands play. Alabama, Jam Miller, wheel route, touchdown tied. They're up 10-7. Georgia just missed a field goal. They're still up 3 in Atlanta.
All right, thank you for that.
Them dogs driving. Alabama 10-7 right now. That's a good game. A lot of people out here, hopefully they're watching this game out here in the state of Alabama. This Troy versus App State.
We got a good one here. App State, how do they respond? Aguilar rolling out to his right, throwing incomplete as he was trying to find Caden Robinson. But there was not much of a window there. That was good coverage.
That's good coverage. Caden Robinson is their big play guy. And now you can see Aguilar trying to push the ball down the field a little bit more. They need a big chunk play because right now you're seeing Troy's defense doing what? Stuffing the run, keeping things really tight.
Second down, Noel with the carry. And he didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. A loss of 1.
And somebody better block Del Pettis. Somebody better block number 1. Because it seems it's personal with Del Pettis. It's personal. I mean, he told us yesterday, right? He was on the field for that Hail Mary last year. He said that was one of the nightmares that he just can't keep waking up from all the time. That Hail Mary is what changed not only the perspective for the guys here, but that's something they remembered all year long.
He said he was in the back of the end zone waiting for any kind of a ricochet, but it actually got tipped forward, and there was nothing he could do about it.
It's personal for him.
3rd and 11. Here comes the blitz. They pick it up. Aguilar over the middle. Incomplete. Robinson couldn't hold on to it. Rashad Davis got his hand in there.
You're talking about showing everybody this defensive back group for Troy. They talked about they don't get a lot of opportunities. Why? Because they sack the quarterback so much up front, that defensive line. But when you get opportunity to get the hand in there, Rashad Davis was making a play, putting that hand in there. That's a nice job by the defensive backs working together.
So Troy gets the stop on 4th and 1. Their offense gets a touchdown. Now the defense forces a 3 and out. Barber on the return, and he is met immediately. Stopped shy of the 45. Troy with a 7-0 lead here in this Sun Belt Championship. Come on back with us.
I'm Matt Berry. Coming up on the Lexus Halftime Report, Texas making their case to the College Football Playoff Committee. Plus, as we speak, Alabama is causing potential chaos. We've got 2 championship games tonight, the ACC and the Big Ten. We'll get into those. Dan Mullen, Joey Galloway join me coming up on the Lexus Halftime Report. Fellas?
All right, Matt, appreciate that. Best starting field position for Troy. Kirk, what do you expect to see here this first play?
I think you take a shot down the field. You've got a couple of nice drives that are going on. You scored a touchdown. Why not take a shot down the field?
They give it up to Vidal. Weaves his way through that line. And he's able to pick up 4. Montez Kelly on the tackle.
I think at some point you want to push the ball down the field a little bit. You have this App State defense reeling a little bit. Your last drive, you scored a touchdown. With them keying in on Vidal, why not take a shot down the field?
2nd and 6, back on the ground. Vidal with a speed burst, gets through that hole. Broderick Gooch brought him down after a gain of 11.
Well, you do have the Sun Belt Player of the Year, too. Offensively, why not hand the ball off? And they're starting to get yards in chunks. Those 1-yard gains earlier now starting to turn into 5 and 6 and 8-yard gains now, John.
Watson throwing, completing that. That's to Ross. And Ross will be dragged down, dating back to last drive where he was 4 of 4. Watson now 5 of 5. He's starting to feel in rhythm.
Yeah, you're starting to see him do what? He's seeing the field a lot better now, and that's, I think, predicated on because of the way they're running the football, being able to get some play action stuff in there as well.
2nd and 6 from the 36. Vidal, that hole on the left side, and he's still on his feet. No one's gonna get him. Touchdown, Kimani Vidal. 36-yard house call, and Troy is starting to feel it.
That's just blocking. Team above self. That's what Coach John Summerall talked about. Team above self. You have tackles, tight ends, wide receivers. Everybody's blocking for Vidal. You give him a crease, and it's curtains. Strike the band up. That's a touchdown.
Renfro on for the extra point. And he makes it 14-0. Kimani Vidal, that's his 30th rushing touchdown of his career. He's just the 5th Troy player ever to rush for 30 or more touchdowns in his career.
Just watch everybody. Everybody gets blocks. And this is what I talk about. It's a team effort. Team above self. You've got wide receivers and tight end making crucial blocks, and you don't need much for Vidal. He just needs a crease. And he gets all the way to the outside and rushes to the end zone for a touchdown. Coach Summerall talked about it last year. This team was all about chemistry. And he didn't know what kind of team he was going to have this year. They were less proven, they were less mature, but they were talented. That talent is now proven through with the chemistry they built and now they've got a 14-point lead in this conference championship game.
Third game of the season, they lost to James Madison. That's because James Madison stacked the box and said, Vidal is not going to beat us. Troy, after that, going 1-2, said, we're not going to let any team bottle up Vidal for the rest of the season. They've found a way to make sure he has holes, and they've rattled off 9 wins in a row. How about you kick off your Week 13 NFL Sunday with the Countdown Crew at a special time, 9 a.m. Eastern on ESPN and the app. Then, Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, and the Monday Night Football crew, they'll be in Jacksonville as the Jaguars, they host the Bengals. Coverage begins 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC, ESPN, and ESPN Deportes. And don't forget, Peyton and Eli will be on ESPN2.
You know, we've entered that critical time now, that middle 8, right? The final 4 minutes of the first half and the first 4 minutes of that second half coming up. If I'm App State, I just need points. Whether it's a field goal, touchdown, we need points in this drive. Can't go into halftime with the goose egg.
5th drive of the ball game for App State. Aguilar trying to get free, rolling out to his right, throwing, back shoulder, incomplete. Mekhi Jackson, he had no room.
You know, Aguilar has 0 rushes in terms of running the football. He's taken a couple sacks, but he's got to find a way to use his legs, put some pressure on his defense on the perimeter. They have not done that, and it's making for these defensive backs to key in on these receivers.
First 4 drives for App State. It was a punt, 3 and out, turnover on downs, and then a 3 and out on their last drive. On the ground, making a cut is Noel. Noel still on his feet. He has been a bright spot for this offense. He picks up 16.
Unbelievable vision. He gets it all the way back to the backside, and that's a big sigh of relief for App State. They didn't want to turn this ball or give this ball back to Troy, and you rely on Noel to make a play when there's really nothing there. Spin move, get it all the way back. First down for the Mountaineers.
First and 10 from their own 41. Play fake. Aguilar throwing off of his back foot, downfield, ton of contact, and the catch is made. Dalton Stroman. He was fighting off Reddy Stewart and hauls it in for 40 yards.
Hey, Dalton Stroman down there somewhere, right? That's a me. You just throw it up and let your player go get it. 6'4", 200-pound Dalton Stroman able to box out and give a guy an opportunity. That's a nice job by Stroman making the play that App State definitely needed.
Could we have seen a flag there potentially, maybe on the offense?
To go both ways.
Okay.
You can see both players are kind of tangled up a little bit. Stewart also had a little hook of the arm, so it could have went both ways. Good no call by the officials.
Under 2 minutes to play in this first half. Aguilar throws right side. Tackle is made immediately on Michael Hetzel. Rashad Davis was there with the stop, a gain of 4.
This is where the tight ends come alive too here for App State. Number 87, Eli Wilson. They get inside the red zone. Watch out for the big tight end, 87, man in the middle of that field.
App State with all 3 timeouts remaining here in this first half. Second and 5. Incomplete, trying to find Hetzel. The timing just a bit off for Aguilar.
I don't know if that was a misfire. Maybe the ball's a little bit wet. We see the rain coming down a little bit because that seemed to be a throw that was into the dirt. Definitely unlike Aguilar, who puts it usually on the numbers.
So the first 3rd down of the drive coming up for App State. See, they're scoring almost 90% in the red zone this season.
4 receivers strong.
Out of the shotgun, Aguilar dumps it off to Noel. Noel's got to make a guy miss, but Jordan Stringer got him for a gain of 4, and he'll be a yard short.
That's a nice job of understanding what the formation was. There was 4 guys strong, and Noel was the only guy, but he was in the backfield, and he had the one-on-one. That's a first down saving tackle by Troy.
App State offense stays on the field. They're 0 for 1 on 4th down today. Noel, and he's got enough to move the chains.
It's a good play call there. 4 into the boundary, right? you had the strength of the formation into the boundary. That was just all run game. Just trying to create numbers in the running game as App State. That time they got enough for a first down.
On the first down, the clock will restart. Under a minute to play in this first half. Here comes the blitz. Aguilar dumps off to Noel. Gets away from the first defender. And he's pushed out of bounds at the 2. Missed tackle by Jordan Stringer. He could have got him around the line of scrimmage, but he got 7.
Yeah, Stringer had him. He had him right there dead in his rights. He just couldn't wrap up. That's a nice job by Noel. We talked about his ability to make guys miss, and just short of a touchdown.
What do you think about going on for 4th down instead of taking the points in the field goal?
It's about points here. You're down 14. We know you get down this deep, you want 7.
3 tight end formation. 2nd and goal. He did not get in. Roberts stoned at the goal line.
That's for Jordan Stringer. Yeah, he missed the play earlier, but he didn't miss that play. He came in bringing the lumber, had that right shoulder right there on Roberts.
App State, they're first.
Yeah, you get excited about good linebacker play. Watch 44 flash. He gets right there. He denies.
Wait a minute. Roberts. Did he deny? Because that ball might have crossed the goal line.
Yeah, all we need is just to tip that ball to plane of the goal line. Maybe this gives a little time for review. But that's a nice job by Stringer coming back after missing a tackle, and the next play denying a touchdown.
And Kirk, this is huge because App State won the toss and deferred. They will get the ball to start the second half. They would have a ton of momentum if they can punch it in.
Just getting over the top as the linebacker. Roberts tries to get the ball in. That's what you want. That's what you dream of as a linebacker. Now, if he reaches that football across, you may have something, but I don't know if I have a look that tells me that ball's across. It's tough. Very tough.
Do you see white laces on that white goal line at all?
I don't see a confirmed look. Right? We've watched this play a couple of times. John, I'm telling you, I don't see anything definitive. And without the definitive look, I don't know if you can rule that a touchdown.
And remember, it was called short on the field. So App State called the timeout. We are in a review right now as Sean Clark, head coach for the Mountaineers, looks on, hoping this one gets overturned. I apologize, it is not being officially reviewed.
Sticking with the call on the field.
So it'll be the 10th play of the drive.
The ruling on the field that the runner was short of the goal line is under video review.
And now they review. You ask and you shall receive, John.
It looked close.
I think it was worth
a
look. Yeah, I totally understand. And we talked to the replay officials earlier, and if it's going to be that close, they're going to take a look. With so much riding.
But to your point, though, was there a definitive look for that nose of the ball touching and getting across that goal line?
Yeah. I just didn't see a definitive look. I don't know if there's a look that just shows me that says, you know what, yes, that's a touchdown. They've got to piece some things together. The best shot is the one right down the line.
I mean, Jordan Stringer's helmet is right on the ball.
Correct, but I can't find the ball, and that ball just seems to be short. I'm going to say with the call in the field stands, that's no touchdown. That is a difficult call for the official, but I think it's the right call.
How about right there on the freeze frame? Is that a touchdown right there? that looks like he's in.
Oh, man, that's going to be tough. You talk about the freeze frame. I think I see laces matching that white line.
And that would mean?
That means touchdown.
Yeah.
Great job by our camera people.
After video review, the ruling is touchdown.
Huge call in this ball game.
I don't think my phone gets that kind of magnifying. I've tried that before. I mean, you talk about blowing up a picture. That's a nice job there. And Kanye Roberts gets the touchdown, a much-needed score for App State. That's why you go for it on 4th down earlier in that drive, knowing how big, how crucial that this drive is going to be for App State, and more importantly, they get the ball and start the second half, to your point, John.
Michael Hughes to try to cut this lead to 7. And the extra point is up and good. Troy with a 14-7 lead, 39 seconds to play in this first half. Now, a quick word from Verbo.
We're here live in the family room of this Verbo vacation home. It's a house divided for this rematch between bitter rivals. Man, it's a good thing Verbo gives you the whole house, so there's plenty of space to go around. Back to you.
I love that commercial. College football is the greatest. And look at this atmosphere we've got here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. In the rain, with the ponchos, the fans don't care because a championship is on the line.
Yeah, can App State do it on the road? They've won championships before, but they lost their previous opportunity on the road. Can App State come in and take care of business? And can Troy, the defending Sun Belt champions, can they win another title?
So after the touchdown, Michael Hughes will kick it away to Devontae Ross.
And how does Troy treat this drive, though? 39 seconds, 2 timeouts. How do they treat this drive going into half?
Chance to return this one, Asa Martin. Oh my goodness. And now all the momentum with App State. Broderick Gooch getting Gucci.
But think about it, if he had fair caught that football, you get it right there at the 25, but more importantly, no time comes off the clock. So you've wasted about 6 seconds, and you've got far less better field position. So that's where you talk on the sideline, hey, any ball in the air, let's fair catch that, start at the 25, and more importantly, save precious seconds on the clock.
1 timeout remaining for Troy in this half. What do you do with 33 seconds here?
Well, it's the first is a drive starter. How does this play? If this play is positive, you get good yardage, then you're in 2-minute mode. If not, you run this clock out.
Delayed handoff to Vidal. And Vidal making guys miss. Upended by Funderburk. The clock will stop on the first down as they move the chains.
You got a positive 10 yards on that first play. So guess what? You're now in 2-minute mode. The clock has stopped. You got 27 seconds left. But now being lined up, clock's moving. Now it takes him out.
Watson with time, throws over the middle. They've got another first down. That one's complete to Deshaun Stoudemire, a gain of 17.
I'm a little bit surprised after they got the first down. Why not clock it on first down? Even though the clock stops, you move the chains, you still have to clock it.
They're third and final. It'll be 30 seconds.
They were trying to line up. They lost some precious seconds off the clock trying to get lined up. So now they use the timeout, only 8 seconds left. And now maybe it's Troy's version of the Hail Mary this time to end the half.
All right, let's remind everybody what is at stake here. Because you're looking at a Troy team, started the season 1-2.
Yeah.
They've rattled off 9 wins. They're the defending champs. They're trying to win their 2nd straight Sun Belt championship. If you're App State, you're not trying to win your first championship since 2019 when you won the first 2 championship games in 18 and 19.
Yeah, a lot riding today. And you talk about where this conference is right now.
Operator, please reset the
James
game clock to
Madison
10 seconds.
feels that they
10
should be
seconds
in this
game
conference
clock,
championship game. We haven't talked about them. And they feel like they were the kings of the East and should be in this game, but with their transition to FBS from FCS, they're not allowed to play in this game. And that's why the Mountaineers, who have beaten James Madison this year, they feel like they've earned a right. So both teams trying to find their way into a championship.
Okay, so the officials added 2 more seconds onto the clock. 10 seconds. How does that change what Troy does here?
Well, you still have time that you can get 10 yards and hopefully the clock stops. Anything under 10 yards you catch, the ball's going to go straight to halftime. So you need 10+ yards here or get a catch and get out of bounds.
Troy out of timeouts. 10 seconds to work with here in this first half.
Changing the play up. You got one-on-one on the outside at the bottom. I'll try to go there and get out of bounds.
It's Vidal on the carry. And the hole opens up. Vidal's got another first down, which means that clock will stop. Green dragged him down, and they're trying to clock it once the ball is placed. Watson clocks it. 1 second remaining here in this first half.
Well, that gives them one opportunity for the Hail Mary. They're out of field goal range, so one opportunity, one throw. Remember, Chris Lewis is 6'4". So if I'm an App State defender, I have to locate number 6. He's the big jumper. Same with Stoudemire, number 11. He's 6'1". So those are the big jumpers, and you have to make sure you locate Chris Lewis. He's at the top of the screen.
Can Troy return the favor? App State beat them last year, and we have a timeout. App State.
Timeout. App State, they're second. It'll be 30 seconds.
It's a nice timeout there by Sean Clark. Got a chance to look at the formation that Troy had out there. So now you've got to look, and maybe Troy changes it up. Maybe they flip. Instead of with the receivers on the right, maybe they put their receivers on the left. And then App State, not enough guys in the end zone. This ball has to go to the end zone, right? Only 3 seconds left. That's the only way that you can score here. There's no field goal opportunity, so you got to get down into the end zone. Anything short of the end zone, it's halftime.
So last year we saw App State on their Hail Mary. They batted the ball forward, having a receiver underneath, being able to run it into the end zone. What's the best strategy on a Hail Mary with 1 second left, just throwing it up into the end zone?
Well, you have to have a designated jumper. Okay, everybody has to stay on their man, but there's one guy who is the designated jumper that follows the flight of the football that has to knock it down. So defensively, it's about knocking it down. Now, you can say it differently because I saw the Miami Dolphins on Black Friday return a Hail Mary for touchdowns in the NFL. So that's what you have to talk about. Everybody on their man and one guy who's designated to be the jumper to knock the football down.
4 wide receivers for Troy. 1 second to play in this first half. Watson throws underneath, and that'll be intercepted. Tyreek Funderburg, no, excuse me, incomplete. And that'll do it for the first half.
Pass. This is the end of the second quarter.
It was a defensive battle in the first quarter, but the offense is trying to get on track here, and we got ourselves a ball game. Troy with a 14-7 lead at the half. Now let's send it to the studio to get you caught up on what's going on here in the college football landscape.
Welcome back to Dr. Pepper Championship Week.
We welcome you back to the Sun Belt Championship as part of the Dr. Pepper Championship Week. Emotions are high here at Troy with a Sun Belt Championship on the line. The Trojans lead it 14-7, and that's what they're playing for. Who is going to take it home? What's up, everybody? Welcome back inside the booth alongside my partner. He's Kirk Morrison. We've got Stormy Bonatoni on the field, and I am John Schrippen. Well, for Troy, first quarter, neither team really got it going. No score at the end of one. But they have 17 wins in a row when they rush as a team for over 100 yards in a game. 117 yards on the ground so far.
Because you know why? They rely on their defense, and this is one of the best defenses in all of college football. We've talked about it, but it always starts with the running game. Kamani Vidal didn't really have it going in the first quarter. The second quarter, yes, the point of emphasis was ordering him the football, getting the football to Vidal. 2 touchdowns in that second quarter really sparked the scoring for Troy. And when it comes to App State offensively, it was the big catch by Stroman that really got things going. Without that catch, I don't know if they score that touchdown, but Kanye Roberts not being denied, and that's where we stand right now, 14-7 Troy.
So App State will get the ball to start this second half. Zach Long walking off the steps, getting set to boot it away to Milan Tucker. Can App State build off of that momentum after scoring their first touchdown at the end of that first half? Tucker trying to find a crease, and he won't get to the 20. Let's take a look at our game track delivered by Papa John's. All right, Kirk, what stands out for you?
To me, it's the rushing yards by App State. They don't have any, basically just 25. And you look at Troy, you already mentioned it. This is how Troy plays the game. They want to rush the football and stop you, choke you on the rushing game, but also put you in some opportunities on third down that just have not been there for App State.
Troy had 15 rush yards in the first quarter, over 100 in the second. Let's see if Joey Aguilar can get on track. On first down, they go to the ground and stuffed. Nothing doing. Stormy, what'd you get at the half?
Well, I talked to App head coach Sean Elliott, and you talk about the run game for Troy. He said it would probably help our cause if we could stop that running back a little bit, get him on the ground. But he told me he challenged his players, what do you want your legacy to be? He said that this is, how do you want to be remembered? What do you want your legacy to be? And all of his players, for them, this is your moment. And in terms of this offense, he said for his quarterback, Joey Aguilar, man coverage has been beating them since the first quarter. They've got to figure out something there to get this offense moving and put some pressure on Troy's D.
Well, he delivers a strike there to Caden Robinson. He took a shot throwing it, but they pick up 13.
Yeah, they got to push the ball more down the field. They didn't do that enough, I thought, in the first half. So Aguilar getting the ball out of his hands quickly or getting him on the move and get the ball up the field.
No huddle on the ground. Kanye Roberts, and he will fall forward, picks up 4.
This is a big drive here for App State. What do they do at halftime in order to make the adjustments against a stingy Troy defense? You can see the momentum change in that first half after that touchdown by App State. Can they carry it over to the second half?
2nd and 6, back onto the ground. Get off me! What a run by Kanye Roberts. A 15-yard scamper. And here's the offense starting to pick up for the Mountaineers.
Yeah, there's some guys who don't miss tackles too often. It looks like that was Javon Solomon. He's the first team all-conference Sun Belt. He doesn't miss too many tackles, and that time resulted in a big play for App State.
Oh, Troy's not going to miss that one. Jaden McDonald, a tackle for no gain.
You don't see that, right? This is the best rushing defense in the Sun Belt. They miss a tackle, you say, oh man, things are happening, and they come right back and they stuff one at the line of scrimmage.
Well, this is what we saw in the first part of the season for Troy. Their defense was missing tackles all over the place. That's why they started the season 1-2. Dale Pettis told us in practice we added more tackling periods. We got our confidence up, and the whole season changed.
Yeah, it was still about building chemistry. So many new players on defense this season.
Aguilar throwing over the middle. A nice grab by Robinson, went up and got it. Another first down, picking up 14.
Well, you got to go to your superstars. And the superstar for App State is number 2, Caden Robinson. 53 catches coming into the game, and it's about feeding the guy who you trust the most. That's Caden Robinson.
Now Robinson limping off the field, and it looks like they're going to take a look at him. He is their best wide receiver. They cannot afford to lose him in this game.
Man, he was chopped down, went high for that football and was tackled and went down to the ground.
Aguilar checks down to his tight end, David Larkins. A big load to bring down. He's got 6 on first down. Keyshawn Swanson missed the initial tackle.
Yeah, a couple of easy throws for Aguilar. Get the ball out quickly. I think that's what this half is about, getting the ball out of Aguilar's hands quickly.
Ball on the Troy 31, Noel. He picks up 2, will make it 3rd and short coming up.
This has to be 4-down territory. I wouldn't be surprised if they put this ball in the air, right? Frank Ponce, the offensive coordinator for App State, if he gets the green light, I think you try to take a shot down the field, knowing if you don't get it, 4th down, you've got an opportunity to go for it.
Wide receiver for App State, Caden Robinson back on the field. 3rd and 1, Noel cuts, and he's got enough. Brought down at the 25 by Swanson. What a statement drive to come out to start this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, and they leaned on their first team all-conference guys, the center Isaiah Helms, 54, and Bucky Williams, 62. That's where you run. You run behind the right side and behind that center. They get you the tough yards that you need for the first.
1st and 10 from the 25. Roberts to the right side, and he's got some space. Brought down inside the 10. Troy got the run game going in the 2nd quarter, and App State's feeling it here in the 3rd.
This is about the blocking. Terrific blocking by App State. They're leaning on this offensive line now. They didn't do that in the first half, but they continue it. Bucky Williams, I mentioned, the first team all Sun Belt Conference guard. He's been leading the way.
A gain of 19, 1st and goal from the 6. They go back to Roberts. Another big hole, and he's in there. Touchdown, App State. A 6-yard run by Kanye Roberts. And we're an extra point away from tying it up.
It starts with the vision. The vision is watching Thornton Gentry. He's back in the game. Remember, he went out earlier, but watch his block. He just caves everything down. And the vision by Roberts to see that, hey, there's nobody behind my tackle. And that's where he races into the end zone straight. You hit your head on the goalpost knowing you got an opportunity from an outstanding offensive line blocking up front.
Hughes' extra point is good. We are all tied up at 14 apiece here in this Sun Belt Championship. Kirk, I wouldn't have it any other way.
That's what we expected, right? It's going to be a close game. Coming out of the half, the Mountaineers said, we got to make a statement. You get inside the 5. I said it before, Kanye Roberts can't tell me nothing.
Welcome back to an electric Veterans Memorial Stadium. We're all tied at 14 apiece. Last season, Troy had their best year in FBS history. They went 1-2, rattled off 11 straight wins to win the Sun Belt Championship. They are trying to repeat that this year as the kick goes into the end zone for a touchback. They are trying to figure out how to redo that magic. And look at the similarities between last year and this year. Same 1-2 start. And then they rattled off 11 games in a row to win in 22, including a bowl game, finishing the year ranked in the top 25. They've won 9 in a row, looking to make it 10 today, Kirk.
Yeah, look, it's those games that make you wake up. That App State game last year was the Hail Mary. This year was James Madison that took it to them, and they're trying to repeat that same performance and end this season on the winning streak like a year ago.
On the ground, Vidal trying to bounce it. And he has a good game, brought down by Ethan Johnson. And Stormy, Gunnar Watson has also improved a lot from last year.
Yeah, when you talk to head coach John Sumrall about Watson, he says he used to look at Gunnar and say he's a college guy that happened to play football. Now he's a football guy that happens to be in college. And Gunnar told us when he came back for his 6th year, he wasn't coming back to mess around. He was coming to win. And listen to his offensive coordinator, Joe Craddock, said he's in my office so much, I should just take my name off of the door and put Gunnar's. He's always in there watching film.
Oh, my God. Well, you can see where his mind is at right now. His 6th year, he's changed his body in the offseason. Guys see how dedicated to him. He's one of the leaders on this team. And they feel like instead of just being an operator out there managing the game, he can go win it for them.
Yeah, I think last year he was just joining the group project and getting the grade. This year, he's adding more. He's bringing more. They're winning games, like you mentioned, because of Gunnar Watson.
1st and 10. Watson throws the screen. Jabri Barber. And a nice run after the catch for Barber. He will have enough for a 1st down, pushed out of bounds by Johnson, a pickup of 11.
Well, let's think about what App State is going to do. They're trying to key in on Vidal. And then if you get one-on-ones on the outside, you take those numbers. You get it out to Barber, let him make one guy miss, and you've got a big play. That's what the second half is going to be about. What does App State do? Do they take away Vidal or go one-on-one on the outside?
Watson going downfield, making a play is Chris Lewis, still on his feet. There he goes! Chris Lewis, touchdown! A 51-yard strike. Chris Lewis showing him what he's got.
You've got your 6'4" wide receiver on their best cornerback. And Chris Lewis, all he does is go down, high point the football, and race to the end zone. The Kentucky transfer comes in and lets you know he's the real deal. We saw him coming off the elevator yesterday. I said, you ready for tomorrow? One word. Yep. That's all he said to him. That's when I knew he was ready to go.
Renfro's extra point is good. It was 14 unanswered by App State. But now Troy ends the run. They go back up by 7.
It was a man, a few words yesterday talking to him, but he had a look in his eye. Give me the rock, give me the ball. Troy Trojans back ahead in the Sun Belt Championship.
dog. Turn her up. Tighten these streets, can't cross it. Cross them up. All these streets.
It's V-Week at ESPN as we continue to raise awareness and funds for cancer research. Troy raising funds for one of their own. As local sports editor at the Troy Messenger, Josh Boutwell battles stage 3 colon cancer. It was all smiles when safety Del Pettis let Boutwell know the team was in his corner.
I heard the story, and we want to fundraise for you.
Oh, come on, man. I really don't know what to say. I just really appreciate y'all.
And what a moment that was. And Troy has since exceeded the original goal that they made. Pettis and his teammates have so much respect and appreciation for Boutwell. He said despite going through such a challenging fight of his own at 36 years old, he continues to get up, be at practice every day. He's here today. 100-degree heat, rain or shine, he does it all. And the dedication to his craft despite what he's going through has been really inspiring, John.
Stormy, I'm so glad you're going to highlight that story. It is so important as part of V-Week to raise awareness, because the key is finding the money to get the cancer research and knock out cancer. Nicely done, Del Pettis, stepping up for the Troy community. 1st and 10, Noel somehow still going. Did he stop short of the 30, pick up a 3.
You know, watching Noel, every time he gets the football, you always think he could take it the distance. Just the consistency. It's one play and he's off the field. He's battled injuries all year, and that, to me, it slowed down the offense at times.
Roberts now in the backfield on 2nd and 7. Aguilar, quick throw to the outside. He completes it right at the stick with Mekhi Jackson.
How does App State answer, right? They come out of half, they score a touchdown, and then what happens? Troy comes back, they answer. So it's who's going to hold serve, right? It's just back and forth.
3rd and 1 on the ground, and Troy is up to the task. Nothing doing. Luis Medina was right there on the spot.
Yeah, playing funky Cole Medina, right? Over there just making sure he moving guys out of the way and just taking up 2, get a pushback and make a play. He knocked the tight end back, David Larkins, and it forces the 4th down.
So the punt team is out there for the Mountaineers. The 3rd 3 and out for App State tonight. Blake punts this one away to Jabri Barber. He has to back up inside the 20. He muffed it. Ball on the turf. Who's got it? And a penalty flag. Milan Tucker comes away with the rock. Let's see what this flag is for.
Rolling on the field was a muff kick recovered by the kicking team for a 1st down.
By the kicking team. So App State football, but you throw in maybe the penalty with a little extracurricular at the end that backs them up 15 yards. But you see right now.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, kicking team number 42. 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
So Barber muffed the punt. The wide receiver for App State on special teams, Milan Tucker, got on top of it. But then Christian Johnstone, the long snapper, he's called for the penalty.
And we cannot talk about the weather enough. This rain is still coming down. It's not a driving rain, but it's still a little misty out there. And trying to catch that football with all hands is going to be difficult. And you see Barber right there not being able to secure that punt.
You got to credit Mitchell Lake, too. I mean, it was a booming punt. It forced Barber to retreat. Now App State, they get it back. Ball on the Troy 24. The toss to Roberts over the right side. He rumbles for a good gain into the red zone. Picks up 6.
Nice tight formation. Everybody in close. That's a real run formation, right? Get everybody nice inside of the numbers. And they're just trying to run at this Troy defense.
Robert stays in the backfield. They fake the handoff. 2nd and 4. Taking a shot. Overthrowing everybody is Aguilar. Incomplete.
3rd down here, 3rd and 5. You want to cash this in with a touchdown, right? You get an opportunity, a mistake made by Troy. You got to cash this in with a touchdown. You don't want the field goal. If you get the field goal, that's fine. But this throw has to be somewhere that gets you 5 yards. What's been the best play that I've seen from App State? It's been that, 8 to 9 yard out route where Aguilar gets the football, takes the snap, and throws it in rhythm and in time. Caden Robinson has been the beneficiary of that particular play.
Robinson, their best receiver at the top of the screen. Aguilar looking right, checks down to the tight end, Eli Wilson. He stretches across to make sure he's got that 1st down. A gain of 5.
They put Reddy Stewart in sort of a pickle. He's going to be on the left side of your screen. He's the cornerback. And he sees a receiver coming open late, but the tight end is down underneath with the check down. Eli Wilson, so he's able to catch it, know where he's at, extend the football for the 1st down. But you had the corner Stewart who had an opportunity that could have came up and stopped Wilson before he gained the 1st.
So a new set of downs, 1st and 10 from the 13. Aguilar crossing route. That one was tipped at the line of scrimmage. They were trying to find Christian Horn cutting across the middle.
Those are always dangerous throws when you get this deep into opponent's territory. A little mesh route, so you got 2 receivers going opposite directions across the middle of the field. Nice job getting a hand up by this rush.
Second and 10 on the ground. Roberts, he is pushed back. A loss of 2. A.J. Pierce got the penetration.
It's always easy when you don't get blocked. And I don't know how you don't block some of these guys. Right before the snap, nobody blocks Pierce. He's just standing there. He's waiting. The ball snapped. He just runs down the running back. It's a difficult task to block these guys up front. But when you just let them run free, that's tackles for loss, and now you're 3rd and 12.
They need to get to the 3 for a 1st down. Aguilar, empty backfield. He's being chased, and they got him! Javon Solomon, his 15th sack on the season. He's got 9 sacks in the last 4 games.
You better bring help. Bring help. This is the 1st team all-conference. Just watch him. He's right here. You need help. You better get an extra running back, a tight end. Help out. Because you go one-on-one with the best defender for Troy. This is what happens. That's a big sack by the 1st team All-Sun Belt Conference defensive end, Javon Solomon.
So that'll push this kick back for Michael Hughes. It'll be a 41-yard attempt. Good snap. Kick is on the way. And he got it. Michael Hughes from 41. So after the muffed punt, App State turns it into points. They trail Troy by 4 here in the Sun Belt Championship. All season long, student sections across the country are competing to be the Taco Bell Live Más Student Section of the Year. You can download the Taco Bell app to learn more. I don't know, Kirk. I feel like the Troy student section should get extra credit for sticking it out here in the rain tonight.
Yeah, that rain is coming down. But look, they're trying to see a back-to-back champ, though. You don't see that too often in the Sun Belt.
So Michael Hughes, after the 41-yard field goal, kicks this one away. All right, let's check out this week's college football playoff rankings, brought to you by AT&T. So Washington took care of business last night. They stay undefeated. Georgia, they're in a fight right now.
They're in a dog fight with the Crimson Tide. Washington's already took care of business. They understood their assignment. Ohio State, we know, idle. Texas understood their assignment. So they're just waiting. They're sitting back waiting. They're big Louisville fans tonight, right? They want the Cardinals to take care of business. Hopefully that's a path to get the Longhorns into that top 4.
We might have to revisit that at some point because I got some questions for you about what could happen today. Watson on first down, scanning, checks down to Barber. Barber lowers his head, and he is stopped immediately. Okay, so if Georgia loses,
correct,
and if Florida State loses, how does that shake things up in the playoff picture?
Okay, now you're asking me way too many questions right now. I mean, obviously that puts Texas in. It's always hard to play with a team that's idle, though, right? Ohio State's idle this week, so kind of tough.
Watson, hand to his face, nothing called, and look at head coach John Summerall running. We saw it from up here. Thomas Davis clearly hit Watson, no flag.
This is a mistake, a missed play by that official. And Summerall is livid. He is beside himself. And rightfully so. That's right there in the face mask.
Oh, yeah.
That's missed by the official.
Oh, yeah. Watson throws that one out of bounds, and here's the penalty flag. Maybe a makeup call?
Maybe. But that was a missed call by the officials, and you got to play to the next play. And I'm wondering, what does the official see on this one?
Pass interference. Defense number 19. Automatic first down at the spot of the 5.
People forget that John Summerall was a linebacker at Kentucky. That old linebacker came out right there, right? That old linebacker, look at, he's still fired up. He's ready to go.
So that's the second pass interference called against Ethan Johnson. Summerall still getting his steps in.
He's ready to go, man. Look at, he is fired up. All right, coach, now you got to move on, all right? Play's already done. Now you move on to the next play. Can't let your emotions get a penalty on you now.
Troy at their own 35, 1st and 10. Vidal patiently waiting, but nothing open. Montez Kelly bringing him down.
That's the way to fight a double team. Montez Kelly right in the middle of that defense. Fights off a guy and then knocks it down. That's a huge play on the first down. But anytime you can stop Vidal on first down, that's a win. Right in the middle of that defense, he's double team. Fights right through it.
They go back to Vidal, tries to bounce it, now back to the middle, and there is just no room for him to run. Caden Sullivan eventually bringing him down.
So now you get to third down, the money down. This is where you rely on Gunnar Watson to have to make the play. To make the play to keep the chains moving. And on the opposite side, how sticky and stingy can this defense for App State be? Do they bring pressure? Do they drop back?
The Trojans have to get to the 45. Watson going downfield, incomplete. A ton of contact. Lewis tried to reel it in with one hand. That was Johnson again. He could have been called for his 3rd PI.
Ethan Johnson, they've been going after number 19. And that time, that incomplete. Troy only rushes, App State only rushes 3. But
this is a lot of jersey tugging.
A lot of hand fight. And I think it's going back and forth. So good job by the officials of saying, hey, both guys are jockeying for position. A good no call on that one.
Cole punts it away. And Robinson backs away from it. They will check up and settle right at the 22. All right, tonight, 8 Eastern, 7 Central on ABC. Number 14, Louisville takes on number 4, Florida State. They will battle it out for the ACC championship game. And if Florida State loses, a lot of things could change in terms of the playoff picture.
Whew, you talk about chaos? Yeah, that's what chaos will be. And I know what I'll be doing at noon Eastern tomorrow. I got my eyes. It's always a day that I have to always set a reminder, not just because we'll find out who's in the New Year's 6 bowls and also the playoff 4, but remember to set your fantasy rosters, because you can forget in that time.
Under 2 minutes to play in this 3rd quarter with Aguilar rolling out. He finds a wide open Caden Robinson. And Robinson will be pushed out of bounds at the 39, pick up 17.
That 10 to 12 yard out route has been there for them all game. But I keep preaching it, getting Aguilar on the move, right? Getting him outside the pocket, allowing him time to make that play happen. If it's not there, getting positive yards. It's a nice job and nice adjustment there by Frank Ponce, the offensive coordinator.
Noel. I've been impressed with Aguilar's poise. And something early on where they said he didn't win the starting job is because he wasn't making good decisions early.
Right.
But he has the kind of mentality where if he makes a mistake, it doesn't matter. He's able to just wipe it off, go to the next play.
Yeah, Joey California, what they call him, and then Joey Cool today.
Goes right back to Robinson, and to your point, Kirk, that route's been open all night.
That's the one. If you're Troy, why not go press that route? If Caden Robinson beats me over the top, then he does, but I've got to go up and challenge him at the line of scrimmage. That's just been taking candy from a baby all day. Aguilar has thrown that play, but third and one. Who's going to make the play? Do you hand this ball off? I sure do.
Final seconds here in this third quarter on 3rd and 1. They go with Noel spinning away. He is crunched, and it's going to be close.
I was just about to say, the spin move gets him right there, but that far side official seems to be just short. That mark seems to be just short. They got to bring out the chains. Nice job by Noel even making this.
This is the end of the third quarter.
A chance at a first down.
Well, that's the end of the third quarter. Now let's take a quick timeout with DoorDash. We get ready for the start of the fourth quarter here in the Sun Belt Championship. Troy with a 4-point lead over App State. But a big decision coming up. It is 4th and less than a yard alongside Kirk Morrison. Stormy Bonantoni on the field. I'm John Schriffen. Kirk, what do you do here?
With the way that Troy's defense penetrates, I do a little tush-push here. I get the quarterback, Aguilar, to go up under center and watch the tight end, 87, Eli Wilson, to get up.
Oh, we got early movement.
Oh, it's over now.
Decision made for him.
August Drews, number 89.
Number 89. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
I guess we'll never know. I guess we'll never know. Just too anxious. And coming out of the break, too, right? That's a killer for a coach.
So the false start backs him up. App State decides to put the punt team out there now.
But this hasn't been easy going as well. Got to make sure you secure this punt.
So Jabri Barber is back out there. He muffed the last punt, calls for the fair catch, and will make the fair catch at the 19. So Troy trying to win back-to-back Sun Belt championships in the second year for head coach John Summerall. And take a look at this. 16-0 when they lead at the end of the third quarter. What a job Coach Summerall has done here at Troy.
Yeah, I told him, hey, you want to just start booking reservations every year for the Sun Belt Championship? You make it look easy. You've been here 2 years and 2 conference championship appearances. But who do you trust in the fourth quarter of a conference championship game? My trust is in Gunnar Watson.
A good run to start this fourth quarter. Damian Taylor, he picks up 11.
Just rely on your offensive line. They're getting great blocks up front, getting to the second and third levels. And that's what they're going to rely on, this running game in this final quarter.
Taylor stays in there at running back, gets another carry, picks up 5. Jackson brought him down. Watson trying to get everybody situated on 2nd and 5. Taylor again. He has not had many carries, and you can see he is fresh. He's looking to deliver the blow. Another gain of 11.
Yeah, I would look at the sideline and have that circular motion saying, feed me. Continue to feed me.
Oh, they're going to feed that man. Taylor bottled up. Only a gain of 1. Caden Sullivan.
I'm surprised now, and as Vidal enters the game now, coming off the sideline. But remember, you start to look at the clock a little bit, because if you're able to get a touchdown here, that's a 2-possession game. So right now, it's about using the clock. It's about getting the ball, keep executing down the field.
Damian Taylor had just 1 rush before that drive, and he has taken Troy here all the way towards midfield. It's Vidal in the game now, delayed handoff, and it just doesn't stop coming at you. The punishment from Vidal and Taylor as Vidal picks up 7.
If it's not broke, don't fix it. It's not broke. Do I put the ball in the air? No. I continue to run. And as a defender on App State, this is demoralizing because you know what the offense is trying to do, and you can't stop it.
3rd and short. Vidal, and he did not get there. Got to the 45. He'll be a yard short. Marcus Clark and Andrew Parker Jr. able to slow him down.
Yeah, now it's decision time for Troy.
What would you do?
I'm going for it. I'm relying on my offensive player of the year, Kamani Vidal. I'm either handing this football to him. Actually, there is no other play. I'm handing the ball to 28. 2-8 gets the football.
On the season on 4th downs, Troy is 12 of 25. They've got 3 tight ends on the field. They give it to Vidal, and he's got the 1st down.
As a coordinator, sometimes you're like, I got to pick the right play. Like, sometimes the right play is just giving it to your best players. And this is what your best players, your superstars do in the big moments, get 1st down.
Defensively, App State was not ready, and there goes Vidal. Get off me! Stiff arm. Vidal catches App State sleeping inside the 10. A gain of 34. Another good block on the outside by Chris Lewis.
Big players make big plays in big games. And Kamani Vidal realizes that. Doesn't need much, but look at the tacklers bouncing off of 28.
There goes Vidal again, steps a defender. Banged down inside the 5, stopped at the 2. We want to welcome the viewers who are just joining us here on ESPN2. This is the Sun Belt Championship game. Troy, the defending champs, taking on App State. Trojans marching. Vidal, touchdown! Kimani Vidal, the best player here in the Sun Belt, finds the end zone.
Right in the hole, 1-on-1. You got the all-conference linebacker Parker versus the offensive player of the year in Vidal. Vidal wins that matchup. You can't deny 2-8. Kamani Vidal showing you why he's one of the best runners, not just in the Sun Belt, but in the entire country. Vidal with touchdown number 3.
Renfro, his extra point is good. 10 plays, 81 yards, and Kurt, it was all on the ground.
They didn't throw it one time. That's demoralizing for a defense. You know what's coming at you, and you can't stop it. Vidal, not 1, not 2, but 3.
Third rushing touchdown by Kimani Vidal, and for the 2nd consecutive Sun Belt Championship, a Troy player has scored 3 rushing touchdowns. Vidal this year, DK Billingsley last year. Woo. I see you rocking in the boot, Kurt.
I'm just telling you.
This place is bumping right now. All right, if you're App State, how do you respond down by 11?
Well, the newcomer needs to go ahead and take care of business, I'll tell you that.
Let's take a look at our Sun Belt Conference Spotlight presented by T-Mobile 5G Home Internet.
Yeah, we talked about Kamani Vidal already. The Offensive Player of the Year playing like the Offensive Player of the Year. Now it's Joey Aguilar time. The newcomer of the year in the Sun Belt Conference. defense. I'm looking at the right side of that graphic as well. Curt Cignetti is the coach of the year, now the new head coach at Indiana, no longer at James Madison.
Also on the left side, quarterback Jordan McLeod, JMU.
Yeah.
He's in the transfer portal.
The portal.
Things are changing in the Sun Belt.
Well, Joey Aguilar needs to change, hopefully, his team's fortunes. This is a huge drive right here for App State.
Aguilar avoids the rush. No, he doesn't. Ball is out. Don Callis. Scoop and score. Touchdown, Troy.
Early on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense and returned.
It looked like Aguilar would get away from him, but a strip sack, and Don Callis runs into the end zone.
Watch how late this blitz is. He comes right here, and it's late. It's late. Watch how he waits, and nobody blocks him. Kanye Roberts had the block on him, but he just missed him. That's how fast that Callis, the cornerback, number 5, coming off the edge, wasn't picked up, knocks the ball out, and man, that fight song is singing.
If you're joining us late, this was a defensive battle in the first quarter. It was no score, but then Troy got the running game going, and now their defense comes up big.
It was like a delayed blitz, though, because Callis, he's waiting, and Kanye Roberts, he's got to make that block. You don't make the block, give up the rock.
The Sun Belt Championship on ESPN is brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Cater the holidays with a Chick-fil-A Nuggets tray. Order it on the Chick-fil-A app today.
Troy looking for some more hardware to fill that trophy case. They've got most Sun Belt championships in conference history at 7. But remember, the Sun Belt championship game didn't start until 2018. They won their first one last year, and now they're trying to be back-to-back champs here in the Sun Belt. Tomorrow, we've got the exclusive reveal of the college football playoff semifinals in the Rose Bowl and the All-State Sugar Bowl. It'll be on New Year's Day on ESPN. Reese and the guys will also unveil the New Year's 6 bowl games and the final top 25 rankings in this 4-hour special. Just clear your schedule tomorrow. Come on now.
Wait,
it all starts at noon Eastern after Sunday NFL Countdown on ESPN and the app.
Like you said, how many hours? 4.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's programming at its finest, baby.
All right, this is it. App State's got to get something going. Anderson Castle gets into the second level. And the Mountaineers are not done yet. And Castle picks up 23.
And the reason why Anderson Castle's in the game is because Kanye Roberts has missed 2 critical blocks. He missed the last block that resulted in the forced fumble and a touchdown for Troy. And then this time, they just put Castle in the game.
Aguilar had to get rid of it, and there's a late penalty flag coming from the secondary.
That's intentional grounding.
It was T.J. Jackson all up in the grill of Aguilar.
And they're going to, officials come together on this one because I thought there was a receiver sort of semi in the area, just the ball didn't travel far enough to get there. So that's the conversation that they're having right now.
There were fouls by both teams. Intentional grounding. Offense number 4 threw the ball into an area where there was no eligible receiver. Holding. Defense. Those fouls offset. The holding foul on defense was on player number 11.
So O'Shea Fletcher called for the hold as the penalties will now offset.
So all of that, and he played the down over.
Castle chops his steps, but he can't get away from the second defender. No gain. Jaden McDonald just flexing on him.
Yeah, he's flexing, and he's unblocked. They're finally blocking the big boys up front, but when you block the big boys up front, it keeps the linebackers clean to scrape to go make a play.
Aguilar pressure, delivers a strike to Milan Tucker. Tucker eventually wrestled down close to the 30. A gain of 23.
Yeah, we haven't called Milan Tucker's name pretty much at all. That's his first catch of the game. And the thing about it was he just ran at a seam, found his way into the middle of the field, and there was nobody there. Got right behind the linebacker. It's a nice throw by Aguilar to find Tucker.
Aguilar, quick throw to outside. Dangerous throw, but Mekhi Jackson comes away with it. The defender, Reddy Stewart, was trying to break on the route, but couldn't get there. A gain of 7.
That's a nice hands catch by Jackson on the outside. You've got to catch that one and secure that play with Stewart draped all over the back. That's a good hands catch.
Gutsy throw by Aguilar. They say he's like Brett Favre. Man, he looked like the gunslinger there. Second and 4. Deep shot to the outside. Incomplete. Stroman had space, but he was double covered.
This is where you're relying on your defensive front. You know, one guy we were just talking about, Richard Juvenor, he's their outstanding bandit player, they call him. We haven't really called his name much. And this is one of the best sacking teams in all of FBS. They have to rise up here on this 3rd down. And for Aguilar, he's got to put one in the end zone. Needs a big chunk play here.
3rd and 4. Aguilar goes underneath, incomplete. Reddy Stewart was there in coverage, but a late flag. Excuse me, that was Callis there.
I want to see, who do they call this play on, this call on?
Pass interference, defense number 6. Automatic first down at the spot of the foul.
They called it against Javon Solomon.
I think they got the wrong number. They meant to call, it was on Don Callis. Javon Solomon is number 6. He's on the line of scrimmage. They meant to call that one on Callis, who actually played the route well. He's got the right hand in there.
Aguilar underneath to Castle. Castle with a stiff arm. What a load to bring down. Jaden McDonald went for a ride. And Kirk, you said Castle is in there because Roberts unable to pick up the blitz.
On multiple occasions. 2 blitzes that were not picked up resulted in mistakes.
11 different receivers Aguilar has completed it to. Castle on 2nd down, nothing doing. A loss of 1.
Would love to see Joey Aguilar pull that football and go run it into the end zone. I think that's the opportunity. Everybody's keying in on the running backs. This is a time where you fake that, get that ball in there into the belly of the running back and pull it and race to the pylon.
Is this 4-down territory for App State?
This was 4-down territory 2 series ago. If you're App State, you got to score. Because the way that the offense is going and that run game is going for Troy, you may not get the football back.
They need to get to the 7 for a first down. 3rd and 3. They pick up the blitz. Aguilar completes it. That's Christian Horn, and that'll be enough to move the chain. Jordan Stringer was right there on the tackle.
Yeah, that's a nice job, but it's an underneath route. It keeps the chains moving, but it also keeps the clock moving. The clock is not your friend right now, Joey Aguilar.
1st and goal from the 7 for App State. They send the blitz. Aguilar gets rid of it. Horn tackled. They're going to spot him right just short of the goal line. A gain of 6. And it's starting to get a little chippy out here. This is the championship in the Sun Belt. Everything's on the line.
Yeah, I think the officials now, you maintain control here. And this only hurts App State because that's what the clock's still running. This only hurts App State. So this little melee or non-melee little talk, I don't know what you want to call it, but it's hurting App State because not only is the clock running, but also the play clock. They're going to have to waste the timeout.
Play clock's at 1. Nope, they just reset it. And Sean Clark is talking to the officials saying it never got reset.
Will the officials rule that? So they do reset the play clock. That's Sean Clark said, hey, that play clock was rolling. They never really spotted the football. That's what my eyes were looking at.
25 seconds. Game clock will start on referee 6.
So not only did they waste time on the play clock, it almost had to burn a timeout.
11th play of the drive. 2nd and goal from the 1, and we got movement and a flag.
False start. Offense number 86. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
We talked about that Taco Bell Live Ma student section of the year. Well, this student section for Troy is making some noise right now.
Yeah, they're getting loud. And it's that end zone, right? It's that down on that end, right by the student section of Troy.
And for App, they've had 2 false starts already, both with 1 yard to gain. It's now 2nd and goal from the 6. Rolling out. Aguilar, he'll take off on his own. Ball is out. Ball is out. Who's got it? Touchdown!
Rolling on the field is a fumble by the offense, recovered by the offense in the end zone for a touchdown.
They signaled touchdown. And the Mountaineers are still alive.
Ah, that was close. That was close all the way down to the end. Did that ball cross? Because the ball did come out. Did that ball cross? It was the late hit.
The ruling of a fumble recovered by the offense in the end zone.
That ball is out
under video
before
review.
he crosses the goal line. Before the tip of that ball touches the goal line, that ball's already loose.
But they're saying App State recovered in the end zone. It is a scoring play, which means it is going to be reviewed.
And they got the recovery.
And they got the recovery in the end zone.
Wow, what a play by Del Pettis. I was looking for who's the guy that made the play. Del Pettis not giving up on the play. He gets the right shoulder on that football, and it's fumbled into the end zone.
So you think the ball is out before he crosses the goal line?
I think the ball's out.
So it's a live ball.
And it was recovered. Actually, you know, it was Javon Solomon. I saw the number 6. He comes in late. Number 6 is going to flash on the right side of the screen. And the ball's hit. It's fumbled.
It looked like it was the big tight end, Eli Wilson, who jumped on top of it for App State. What a wild play.
It's a lot that happened on that play. And I wonder if they've taken also another look. The more and more I've watched this play over, I think the focus has been on the football, but more importantly, is that possibly targeted on Javon Sullivan, number 6 coming in. That's the crown of the helmet on that helmet-to-helmet hit on the quarterback. So we've been focusing on the football, but the more and more I look at it, I'm seeing the crown of the helmet, the lowering of the helmet, hit Aguilar right as he neared the goal line.
So we got confirmation that the replay officials are just looking to see if Aguilar crossed the goal line. They're not looking at targeting right now. Called a touchdown on the field.
After video review, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
I'm just as confused as coach. I don't know if that was a touchdown. Like that ball was moving, never really touched the plane of that goal line. But again, it was recovered though by App, so it would have been a touchdown regardless.
So with 5:34 to play here in the 4th, there is still life for App State. Offense stays on the field as they attempt a 2-point conversion on this season. App State, they have not made any of them. 0 for 3 on 2-point conversions. Trying to make this a 10-point game. Castle, the running back, rolling out. Aguilar, reversing course, just has to get rid of it. And a 2-point conversion is no good. And there's a lot of jawing going back and forth. Jaden McDonald got there. Javon Solomon let him know a two-point conversion was no good. And Troy, with 5:34, they want that chip. So App State trails 35-23 with 5:34 to play. Kirk, do you have to onside kick it here?
No, I don't believe so. And I need my defense to make one stop. You get us one stop. You kick it deep, utilize your 3 timeouts, but you still got plenty. You don't even need to use your timeouts yet. There's still plenty of time. You kick this ball deep, and hopefully your defense makes a stop.
Connor Maynard is the punter. He will kick this one away. Maybe he's going to try to onside kick it. Let's see what he does. The onside kick for App State. It is recovered by Troy. We do have a penalty flag.
It's going to be offsides. There's so much movement going on for App State.
Damian Taylor on the recovery.
I would have loved to see them kick it off, kick it deep, because there was nobody there. So you would have had, you know, bad field position for Troy. You get a stop.
Offside, kicking team number 8. That 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play. First down.
I know hindsight is 22, but it's 2020, but I'm saying I kicked that football deep with 5:34 to go, 3 timeouts. I would have just asked my defense to, can you make one stop? But now Troy starts on the plus 38.
I'm just going to say, from the perspective of App State, on the last drive for Troy, they couldn't stop them.
I'm asking them
8 plays, 81 yards, and they ran it every time. They couldn't stop it. So maybe they figured they weren't going to get the ball back.
I'm selling out for my defense. We got to get one stop. And they still have an opportunity here.
So you know what Troy's going to do. Thomas Davis, Nate Johnson there on the stop. And App State's going to use their first timeout in the second half.
App State, their first.
So we will take the break with them. App State, they need a stop. Let's come back to Troy after this.
Matt Berry back in our college football studio, updating you on the SEC championship game. It is getting interesting in Atlanta. Alabama up 20-17 on 3rd and 2. Jalen Milroe to Isaiah Bond. And then Roydell Williams punches it in, 2nd and goal to make it 27-17. But back came the Dogs. Moments ago, Georgia punches it in. 27-24 Bama late 4th quarter.
Peyton Higgins trying to get to the edge. And Andrew Parker chopping him down. The second timeout called by App State. And it'll be 3rd down coming up.
You still don't put this ball in the air. You're still going to run the football, and force App State to call that final timeout. I wouldn't be surprised if you even went for it if you get a couple yards here. Field goal doesn't really do anything for you, especially you're out of field goal range. So I think you've got 2 downs, actually, to get this first down.
What a game this has been. It was no score after the first quarter. Both defenses were just dominating. And then Troy got their run game going. And then for App State, Joey Aguilar got the passing game going. Both teams were trading blows. Troy eventually pulling away here in the 4th. But if App State can come up with a stop, Joey Aguilar can get another chance.
If you're Gunnar Watson, you understand, look, hey, the ball's going to be in his hands. So either you're handing the ball off or you're going to make the right decision if you decide to throw. I don't throw the football here. I love Kamani Vidal. This is a chance for him, Vidal, to run this clock out.
You're saying you make App State use their final timeout.
They got to use the final timeout.
A 2-possession game right now as Troy is staring down a 3rd and 7. But Kirk, let's be real. This is the Fun Belt. You know anything can happen.
You're absolutely right. These games always come down to the wire.
Last time these two teams linked up, it was App State last year winning on a Hail Mary. Here's 3rd and 7, faking the toss. Watson's throwing. No way! Chris Chris Lewis, and that could do it. We thought they were going to run it. Instead, a 29-yard pass play. Troy letting them know.
But this is who they are. This is who they are, and the trust that you have in Gunnar Watson. The motto here is football, family, and on that last one was faith, because you have to have faith in your quarterback to attempt that play. What a throw from Gunnar Watson. What a catch by Chris Lewis.
Kirk, that was just the first pass this quarter by Troy. First and goal, Vidal reversing course. He's got a lane, and he will walk into the end zone. His 4th touchdown of the game, this time from 6 yards out. How special is Kimani Vidal?
That's a special run. Starts one way, bounce, cuts, gets to the outside, gets into the end zone, and yes, he points to that ring finger and says, ring me, ring me. I need another ring, and flexes that belt. They want the championship belt.
4 rushing touchdowns for Vidal, ties a career high. As Renfro's extra point is up and in. We didn't think there was any chance they were going to throw it. And then they surprised everybody.
Kimani Vidal, just outstanding. We knew coming into the season that he was one of the best backs in college football. And not only was he the offensive player of the year in the Sun Belt, he's been the best player on the field today. Just unstoppable at times. And yes, he points to that finger. He wants another ring. He wants another ring. There it is. He wants another ring. Ring him.
4 rushing touchdowns is a Sun Belt championship game record. He also has set the record for rushing yards at almost 200. The students are moving around the field. You know they're going to rush this field. If Troy holds up, they're getting in position. Tomorrow, we've got 3 featured matchups for the Jimmy V Women's Classic. First on ABC, top-ranked South Carolina. They look really good. They're taking on Duke, 1 Eastern, followed by 11th-ranked UConn and 10th-ranked Texas. That's at 3 Eastern. Then at 5 on ESPN, number 16 Ohio State takes on number 20 Tennessee. Also available on the app. Look at that slate of women's hoops. Those are all good.
UConn back, South Carolina.
Joey Aguilar, dangerous pass. Christian Horn reels it in. He crosses the 45, tackled short of midfield. A gain of 23, but time is starting to run out. App State with just 1 timeout remaining. Aguilar underneath to Hetzel. That's enough for a gain of 5. The clock will continue to tick under 4 minutes. Second and 4. 4-man rush, and they get home again. The strip sack recovered by Troy. Game time. Javon Solomon. The strip sack and picked up the fumble. His 2nd sack of the game.
And that's a record-tying sack. Solid is right there. He comes out and just defeats the tackle and gets in there, knocks that ball out. This is one of the best sacking teams in all of FBS. We started the day talking about the Troy Trojans. And Solomon probably going to have a decision to make. He's a first-team all-conference performer, but a lot of those NFL scouts have been around Troy looking at a guy like Javon Solomon. who can play up and down. Remember, he had to sacrifice. He's not necessarily a defensive end stand-up. They were moving him around, and finally, after the sacrifice, being able to be a 6'2", 250-pound stand-up defensive end.
And he's only a junior,
right?
So he might have some decisions to make.
Yeah, some big decisions to make. And that's something that John Summerall talked to us about. He's okay with having those decisions. He's okay with telling players, I want to do what's best for you. I want to help you do what's best for you. Because sometimes it's what you've accomplished already at the college level. You may have to take those talents to the National Football League. And a guy like Solomon has been all over the field today. Remember, he almost had the knockout of the fumble by Aguilar when he scored the touchdown. He's just been all over the field today.
Under 3 minutes to play here in the Sun Belt Championship. Troy has taken control. No! There he goes again! Vidal! Not one, not two, not three, not four. 5 rushing touchdowns. That's a bad man.
I'm at a loss for words. Kamani Vidal rushing to the end zone. That's been what we talked about all game long. He was the superstar. Yes, you crown him. What a performance by Vidal.
Extra point by Renfro is good. This game was no score after the first quarter. And the Troy offense exploded behind the wheels of Kimani Vidal.
That's a day. You talk about having a day.
Stormy, what else can you say about this special running back?
Special is the perfect word. Local guy by nature, but everybody has been wanting to talk to him. Getting FaceTime with Kamani Vidal has been priority number one for everybody on this sideline. The energy around him has been palpable, and you know the way the coaches talked about this kid, that it's not only the talent and the work ethic, but just the person, the human being he is, so deserving of this moment.
This one will go into the end zone. Let's check back into the studio.
It is over in Atlanta, and so is Georgia's 29-game winning streak. Jalen Milroe on 2nd and 8 seals it. We officially have chaos for the College Football Playoff Committee. Will it be Tate Rodemaker for Florida State? He is a game-time decision with concussion protocol. Or is it the young slinger, Brock Glenn? Florida State needs to win to keep their playoff hopes alive on ABC.
Chaos. Chaos.
You got a big smile on your face.
I love the chaos, right? This is what we hope for.
2:42. Aguilar slings it to Robinson. Oh. A big hit out of bounds, and Troy and App State getting tangled up on that sideline. Let's be real, they don't like each other.
No.
There is bad blood between both of these schools.
Well, I think you have App State who says, hey, look, the conference still runs through us. And then you have a bunch of angry Troy Trojans because the last time these two faced each other, it came down to a Hail Mary victory by App State that Troy they have not forgotten. They say they've moved on, but being around here over the last couple of days, John, they have not forgot about that loss to App State.
Castle with a run up the middle. Under 2 minutes to play here in this championship game of the Sun Belt.
And I wonder, what does this do for John Summerall, the head coach? I mean, there's still some jobs, openings available in college football. He's come into Troy, and in 2 years, back-to-back conference championship titles. Yeah, that gets a lot of people's eyeballs around college football. And I'm wondering, is there another opportunity for him to take another job somewhere else?
We asked him about that yesterday in our meeting.
Sure did.
And he said, you know what? I actually addressed it with my players a few weeks ago. I told them, yes, I'm fielding calls. He actually said he's turned down a couple jobs already. He's very happy here in Troy, and he wanted to just let his guys know that what is going on right now. His name is certainly coming up.
Yeah, I thought the point that he stressed to us was about, he asked his players, does anybody know what speculation is, right? And they raised their hand and said, yes, coach. It's a, what is it, an idea without a fact. And so there is facts out there that say that, hey, he's up for jobs, but he's telling his guys, look, people are going to call because of what you guys are doing. It's your performance out there. It's your conference championships that have made me a hot name, but it's all because of you guys. It's not because of what I've done.
On third down, Castle will not get there. Picks up 4. And it's now under a minute to play.
And they're getting that.
Oh, they got it ready.
But it's already raining, though. Oh, they got him.
App State going for it on fourth down.
You know, I mentioned it, the Hail Mary last year again, and I'm trying to stop talking about it, but Troy is 22-2 now since that Hail Mary. They've only lost twice, and now they're conference champions for the second time in a row.
After starting the season 1-2, Troy now rattles off 10 wins in a row. And the Trojans are back-to-back champs of the Sun Belt. What a scene at Veterans Memorial Stadium as the students have stormed the field here at Troy. Do that goalpost, does it have a chance?
I don't know. Oh, it's gone.
There it goes.
It's gone.
There it goes.
Wow, what a scene. What a scene. This is what college football is all about, John.
Congratulations to the Troy Trojans and John Summerall, back-to-back champions. What a game. For my partners, Kirk Morrison, Stormy Bonatoni, I'm John Schriffen. Our final, Troy wins it 49-23. UFC Fight Night presented by Modelo is coming up next. For more post-game coverage,